straight onto it, boys. Thoughts on Chelsea?
My voice is still croaky from it, to be honest with you. Uh, I thought we were unstoppable. Everyone, a lot of the pundits are talking about how good, how bad Chelsea were, but I personally think we were that good that they looked bad. Didn't give them any time on the ball. Even from the moment, obviously, before the game, we had the coach welcome. I don't know that it was because it was a Saturday afternoon. Everyone had been on the ale. It just seemed different. Everything just clicked. From the coach welcome to the atmosphere, the players, everything just it was Goodison-esque, wasn't it? Really, but probably one of the best home game I've been to this season by far. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Even like so the build up. David Moyes came out as well, didn't he? Saying how much of a difference he felt it made playing on a Saturday afternoon. Okay, it was a Saturday evening rather than a Tuesday at 8 o'clock. He said the crowd were behind us, the welcome for the team into the actual ground as well. And he commented on how he felt like he was back at Goodison, and the team responded. He said even in the changing rooms, there was an extra spark between the players. And straight away, even from kickoff, we were straight into it, weren't we? Within the first couple of minutes, we could have been easily 1-0 up. As you say, commentators are saying how poor Chelsea were. I don't think Chelsea were particularly poor. I think it's just that we made them look poor because we were on them. We didn't give them time on the ball. And to be fair, even when Chelsea did have the ball, and you play teams like Chelsea, there's going to be spells where they are going to have the ball. It's just the nature of it. We didn't panic. We weren't doing daft, we weren't flying in with doing daft tackles, and we weren't allowing players to have space. Everything was man-to-man marking, and if the ball comes in, you've got to battle us for it. And that was the first time I've seen Everton set up and play like that in a long time.
Since that Burnley game, since we beat even the first half with Burnley, we were a bit nervous, and you could just sense it in the crowd. But against Chelsea, obviously, like you said, it was Goodison-esque, and we were on it for the first few minutes. Beto had that chance when, Sanchez was just a mistake, won it, and you think, here we go. But the best thing was we got that goal, and then we kept at him instead of sitting back like we have done in previous games and let teams come back onto us. But we dominated that game, and yeah, Chelsea aren't playing great, but you can only play what's in front of you. And we were miles a better team there. And I've got a big shout out to Beto. Just ran his socks off for the whole 90 minutes and really caused him loads of problems. And again, James Garner, that ball through was unreal. And the timing of Beto's run. Now he's getting in them positions and he's scoring. And the second goal, he's turned on it and he's powered it through. And another.
He's created the space, though, hasn't he? For the second goal.
Yeah.
He's made the run. He's created the space.
And he's done that
I just want to touch
as well.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to touch on that first goal. The pass, like everyone's just said, was absolutely pinpoint, unbelievable. And if that was the likes of McAllister or Szoboszlai or Rodri, it'd be getting talked about for weeks. And I just want to touch on the finish as well from Beto because that's not an easy finish. That was a world class finish, world class. I'll be honest, I've not been his biggest. I'm not his biggest lover. I've always gone for Barry again over Beto, but the thing that Beto's done really there, when you think about it, is he's pulled his socks up. Yeah, he's seen the criticism, and he's never ever moaned. He's never gone to the press. He's pulled his socks off. He's worked his socks off, and I like the way you use the analogy about his socks because you always tell when Beto's tired because his socks start off by his knees. And by the time he's knackered and he's ready to come off, they're always down by his ankles. So when he's knackered.
The back end of last season, he was doing exactly the same. He was picking up the ball in midfield, and the balls he was playing through to our strikers were phenomenal. So it's not just this season, but what's happened is he's now doing it consistently this season. Whereas I think last season he perhaps wasn't. Whereas this season, every time James Garner gets the ball at his feet, his head's up and he's running forward and he's looking to make the pass. And the pass is forward. Last season, I think we were sometimes guilty of, we get the ball, we're just going to pass it backwards. This season, we're not, and especially against the last few games, all the passes have been going forward. And I think that's part of the big difference. And that's what makes James Garner stand out a little bit more this season. Last season, if you look back, he was doing it, especially towards the end. And we were scoring goals off the balls he was playing through from midfield.
I think it's hard to say really what's changed. I think last year, I think I wanted more of him because obviously when he first came from Man United, you think, oh, he's getting built up to be the next maestro, and I don't think we got it for the first couple of years, and I don't know whether now he's hit maturity or because to me this year his game's gone to an absolute another level. He's just unbelievable, best player in the park, no matter where he plays, right back, left back, centre mid. It doesn't matter on the wing. It doesn't matter where he plays. Every week you get an 8 out or 9 out of 10 out of him. He's something else, and he warrants that England call up. To me, he always looks like the busiest player or the fastest player on the pitch, and he's not. But it's just because he's 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of everyone else all the time. His footballing brain is just unbelievable.
Do you think he's benefited working with Dewsbury Hall?
Yeah, yeah, possibly. You look at the
it's a level we didn't have in the team last season. Let's be honest, it's a level we didn't have in the team.
You look at the likes of Matt Neal now, and he doesn't look out of place.
No.
And again, like you say, he's playing with better players. I can't since that move fell through. Since he's come back in the team, Matt Neal's been absolutely excellent. He's everywhere all the time. He's putting more effort in than he ever has. And maybe he has got a point to prove, but you've still got to go out and do it, haven't you? And I want to give massive coup to Dwight, but in regards to playing with better players, yeah, 100%. Why put that on your Instagram? Obviously, we all seen what happened at Arsenal, and why put that on your Instagram? Say it was your family or your friends, and now all of a sudden it's not his family and friends. I've seen fans saying that they were celebrating Arsenal scoring, and we all know what's going to happen there. They scored in what, the 89th minute. Obviously, I thought we were excellent that day. Obviously, he's already touched on that. I thought we were absolutely excellent. And if his family and his friends are celebrating in front of the Everton fans, what do you expect? It's people are angry. People, they're on an away day. There's going to be alcohol involved. Why put your family or your friends in that situation? Why not put them in? You've got the money. Put them in a box. Put them in the away end. Put them in the Arsenal end. I just don't get it. And then for them to blame our fans, and I don't think he understands it. What he's done, I don't think he gets it. Because us as a club, we're different to other clubs. We're not, we don't take that stuff lightheartedly. And for him to do that, I think he warranted the boos when he came on against Chelsea. I think he warranted the boos. I didn't boo because I don't like all that, but I think he warranted it. And then for him to go straight down the tunnel after we've just won 3-0, go and stand in front of the South Stand, put your hands up and say, yeah, I'm sorry lads, I made a mistake. And then yeah, maybe they will forgive you if you start putting the performances and you start scoring goals. But for him to just go straight down the tunnel, I think it's another massive disrespect for me.
I can't see him being in get shipped out on loan, or they just decide to get rid. He's got to live and learn, and he's like a lot of young players have.
I think there's an age factor coming in there, isn't it? Being
Yeah,
very, very
100%.
young. Also, he's probably out here on his own a little bit.
Well, he is, isn't he? Like I said at the beginning of the season, he's had 4 moves to 4 different countries in 4 years. But at least
a level of
knowledge.
not understanding as well, as you just touched on there, Adam. Evertonians, well, to be fair, any home fans, you can't do that against them, but especially Evertonians. We would all fight and die for the Everton Football Club. If he goes end of the season, he goes, but we will still be there.
I don't think he will go. I don't think they'll sell him. I don't think they'll spend 30 million on a striker and sell him straight in the first window.
Finally starting to get the recognition that Everton Football Club deserve in the media. And even the pundits are starting to talk about us in a positive way. This time last year, we were all looking out over our shoulder. We were looking at the remaining fixtures saying, where can we pick up points?
Long, long overdue. Felt like Goodison, like I said before. And again, yeah, probably the positivity of the fans, and because we're all thinking now, bloody hell, we beat Liverpool and we beat Brentford and we beat all these other teams that we're capable of beating. Because I'm not scared of anyone now. We can beat Liverpool at home. We can beat Brentford away. We can beat Man City. I'm not. We're not. We should not be afraid of anyone now. The way we're playing.
This
So
time, I'm going to say this time last year, Everton were 15th, played 31 games. We were -5 goal difference, and we won 35 points, with 17th being on 32 points. Compared to this season, where we played 31 games, we're 8th with +2 goal difference, and we're on 46 points. And as you say, we are currently only 3 points off Champions League.
Madness, innit?
Everyone's talking about Europe. I know Champions League is Europe, but why not now start thinking Champions League?
We could aim for Champions League and whatever else we get, you know what I mean, happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's not a failure. No one can say this season is a failure after the dross we've been served up for the past 5 years.
He said himself, didn't he, Moyes, like, yeah, Europe's great, but if we don't finish in Europe and we finish 8th, it's still been a great season, considering where we've been.
Of course it is.
A great season. We've been linked with Stoke striker Sorba Thomas, 27-year-old Welsh striker. He's got 10 goals in 38 games and 9 assists. So apparently we're looking at him from Stoke. I don't know too much about him, but that's one of the players that we're looking at. I know Stoke have been half decent this season, but I think they've dropped away the last few weeks. And the second one, which has come out very recently, is Ndiaye to Liverpool. So what are your thoughts? Firstly, let's just get that one out of the way. Ndiaye's not going to Liverpool, is he?
No.
I'm going to rubbish that one because I can't see him going. I think where we finish this season, and the rapport he has with the fans, even against when they took the Mickey out of Burnley and he was walking around the pitch, he's with all the fans, and he same against Chelsea, like in that finish, I can't see him going. With the Stoke striker, I mean that's one to watch really and see what happens. But
I've also read about Ben White.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he can't get in the Arsenal team, but he gets in the England team. But yeah, we'll have to see.
That's another one. I would not have brought him back into the England squad after walking away last time in full fitness. But
why?
I
I don't understand why Tarks doesn't get a look in. I know Harry Maguire's come back. He's 33. Harry Maguire, a year older than Tarks, but Tarks has been brilliant. Why has he never looked at?
He's too rugby for me, Tarkowski.
Yeah.
With Tarkowski, when Brandtwaite's in that side, Tarkowski is a completely different player than he is to when he plays with Michael Keane. But recently, more often than not, it's Michael Keane mopping up Tarkowski's mistake. Don't know. I think he's probably had his day now, and he's a bit like Jaggy Elka. Jaggy Elka never really got a look in, did he, either?